GM, everybody, welcome back to the channel from a very sunny day here in Portugal. Today is Wednesday, the 15th of January, and let's get straight into the analysis end. So, Bitcoin, nice bounce yesterday, carrying on the momentum higher, pushing up to 97,500, currently coming into the 50-day moving average. Looking at a potential pullback myself probably from these prices, we might push on a little bit higher up to around 99, even 100,000 before taking a pullback. In terms of how low that pullback goes, obviously I spoke about yesterday, potentially as coming down to around the 92,000 level. It could come down a little bit lower. I really wouldn't want to see prices closing below 92 or 91 and a half. If we did start to come down quite aggressively, I think that is a bit of a line in the sand. And obviously that is our ascending trend line that we've spoken about a fair bit on this channel. Obviously, this trend line connecting the highs from the prior bull market and obviously now starting to come into play at current prices. So I'm expected at some point over the next week, probably one final pullback. But like I say, that doesn't have to come down this low. That might only come down to around about the bottom of this candle here, around about sort of 94,500. So really between, I would say, 92 and 94,500, I think we will see buying step into this market. And if that happens and then it takes out this high, the high that we're currently on, wherever that reversal comes from, and starts to put in that pattern then of sort of higher high, higher low, higher high, then we can say we're back in the uptrend. Obviously, it'd be encouraging to see us breaking this descending trend line. And I think from there, we go on to attack all-time highs again. And from there, like I say, I'm expecting by the middle of March, likely the end of February, we're up here round about 116, 117,000. I still think we're going to hit this golden box up here, the golden box of prosperity, where we're all going to be happily sitting on some crypto profits. So that is really the sort of long and short of the Bitcoin analysis. Just looking at our liquidation levels as well. If we look at the last 24 hours, we'll see we've got a lot of liquidity starting to build up both below and above the price. So with CPI coming out, it's about 10 minutes from filming this, but obviously by the time this video is actually finished and uploaded, CPI may well have already come out. Then I do think if it's a good number, we maybe get a move higher, and then it comes down to take out the liquidity on the downside after that, puts in the low, and then we keep going higher. If the number is hot, if inflation comes in and it's interpreted as a bad number because inflation's gone up higher than forecasted, I think we probably come down initially. Potentially we do make our way down a little bit deeper on the pullback, but at some point I do think we will make a higher low and then take out the liquidity to the upside. So which way we go first probably depends on the figure that comes out later. Look, the market has a very, very good way of punishing any late traders to these numbers. And usually what you find is if we do get a good number and the market rallies, it then likes to come back and take out anybody that got in late in terms of, or try to take along off the back of that data. Usually it likes to wipe out both sides of the market before making its full move. So I don't think this time will be any different. I am expecting a bit of volatility over the course of today. And like I say, as long as we can really close candles above 92,000 and look to put in a higher low over the next few days, then I don't really see any other way that this market doesn't go up a lot higher. I'm looking at myself here thinking I want to add more on Bitcoin here just because Bitcoin has been so strong. I'm looking at Ethereum down today, Solana down today, but Bitcoin is reminding us why it's king, and it is showing just so much strength. We've just got this ongoing perpetual bid every single month from the ETFs buying. Listening to some conversations yesterday with some people at BlackRock talking about the fact that over the next few months, we're going to see more and more clients being advised, private clients and also institutional clients being advised to add weightings to Bitcoin. A lot of firms that BlackRock work with have to actually wait for sort of regulatory or go through different processes to allow their funds to actually, their funds and their clients' funds to actually allocate to these products. So, long story short, the allocation into Bitcoin from high net worth individuals and institutions is only going to probably go up over the next few months. BlackRock are actually making a recommendation of 1 to 2% of client portfolios to now go into Bitcoin. Bitcoin has really, really impressed, I think, a lot of people during this consolidation. Risk assets have come off. In the past, we probably would have seen Bitcoin trade a lot lower. And the fact it hasn't, the fact it's been able to hang on to these lows, I think is a massive sign of strength. And this is a sign of strength that ultimately traditional finance are going to be aware of and paying attention to. And I just can't see how we don't go much, much higher for Bitcoin. So, yeah, I'm probably as bullish on Bitcoin here as I've ever been. And of course, I still do think that Ethereum and Solana will catch up very soon, likely after Bitcoin makes its next push up. So, just touching briefly on Ethereum, then we can see Ethereum has seen a positive day yesterday, pulling back a little bit today. But again, I do think at some point Ethereum will start to move. We can draw this trend line here, just connecting these highs. And we can say that after we get a breakout from this descending trend line, we should then see acceleration back to the upside for Ethereum. So Ethereum likely to obviously follow what Bitcoin does, moves down to around, I'd say as low as 3,000 are okay, but I wouldn't really want to see any closes below these lows here, around about, well, that is pretty much 3,000. Ideally, I wouldn't want to see closes below this ascending trend line here, which is obviously coming into play from pretty much a line of best fit from our summer lows. And yeah, that would be a sign of strength if obviously we can hold above there, ideally above this 3,100 level on Ethereum, and we can start to make our way upwards with the rest of the market. Like I say, probably get some volatility today, but provided this low holds, and I really think it does for Ethereum, anything above that's going to be a higher low, looking for expansion to the upside over the next few weeks and months. And like I said, I still expect Ethereum to have a really strong quarter. Looking at Solana in a very, very similar position here, looking to get back above its descending trend line. I'm not too sure how much relevance this will have now. We probably should move this across to connect this high. This is going to be the new line now to break. Obviously, this is the thing with diagonals. They do need adjustment a lot of the time. And like I say, prices like to, sort of go through them many times. But yes, looking at this, obviously we've got some big moving averages. We've got the 100 and the 20-day moving average just ahead of Solana. So I'd first like to see us break above there. But like I say, I'm on higher low watch really for all of these assets today. And any moves on Solana down to 175, I would view as an opportunity. Like I say, on Ethereum, any move down to 3,000 is an opportunity. On Bitcoin, anything really under 95,000, I would get interested just because Bitcoin has been so strong. So I wouldn't be waiting necessarily for 92,000 on Bitcoin. And taking a very quick look at the dollar, we can see the dollar is very slightly red today. Like I say, expecting a top for the dollar over the next month with Trump coming into office. I think the market has really been front running the tariffs and front running the inflation tick up that we've seen. Obviously, the data that's coming out today will be a big step forward if we can actually see it, inflation coming in just in line with the expectations. I think that will probably be a win for the markets and show us that show the market that inflation is not yet out of control. We're not soaring up sort of multiple percentage points per month and on our way up to double digit inflation such as we saw during COVID. This is a lot more gradual, and it's obviously with it being more gradual, it's going to be a lot easier to manage and contain. And like I say, I do expect inflation probably does tick down by the end of the quarter, maybe by March or April, we actually have a negative reading, or at least we see expectations starting to cool and starting to come down. And we can take a quick look at stocks as well. Stocks having a bit of a rebound from the lows. So currently holding their lows. The Nasdaq holding its 100-day moving average. The S&P doing the same thing, I believe, holding the 100-day moving average after wicking below. So, like I say, there's going to be all eyes on the inflation number today. let's just remind ourselves of what we're looking at. Like I say, by the time this goes up, the data would have already been out. So, um, like I say, it'll be interesting to see if what I'm talking about does actually hold true. But we can see we've got, yeah, PPI coming in obviously lower than the forecast. This is why the market continued with the rally yesterday, and today's data, the CPI. Let's just remind ourselves. Forecast is 2.9, so anything at the forecast of 2.9 or lower will be a good figure for the market. I think if we hit 3, we'll probably see a sell-off and then likely a reversal. And the market, I still think the bottom will be in with a read of 3. Obviously, anything above a 3, I think the market could be in for a little bit of a rough few days. Potentially coming for a lower retest. But yes, they are my thoughts. I'm going to jump off because the figure's now coming out in 3 minutes. So I want to obviously potentially trade some of that. So yeah, I'm going to wrap it up there. Obviously, thanks again for watching. And like I say, the recap on Bitcoin on the high-low watch, any volatility, any dips that come off the back of the CPI number, in my opinion, as long as CPI doesn't come in well higher than 3%, we'll probably be buying opportunities. And yeah, I'll be looking for opportunities to sort of long the market really from here. I think, like I say, I've been saying for some time now, just sort of buy the dip, buy Bitcoin if it comes down into this value area. And that's exactly what we've seen. We've seen it happen like 1, 2, and obviously the third time with a bigger dip. And yeah, obviously things have been going fairly well in terms of following the plan so far. So hopefully they will continue to do so. I'm saying it now, I'm putting my neck out. I do think the low is in, providing CPI doesn't completely wreck us. And yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for watching and talk to you all on the next one. GM, GM, GM.